Oh boy, y'all are just crazy. So okay, so we're gonna try to do this thing a little different. I'm gonna shoot this from my phone, and from what I've been seeing lately, my phone has been working pretty well. So, anywho, I got this little bit of a text from some people about Governor DeSantis making a comment, and some folks are mad for anyway. Like this little article that I had up here said that some Americans are mad that I guess now don't quote me on this. I'm just saying this is what some of this threading is saying, that people are pretty much putting out there, that they're upset because he made a comment saying that if there are Americans born in Africa, then they're considered to be African Americans. Now, that does cause some outrage. I'm going to tell y'all a story about something here, too. So right here, it says Florida Governor DeSantis says he welcomes South African expat Elon Musk support, quipping, "I welcome support from my African Americans. What can I say?" So he threw a joke out there, because if y'all don't know that there is a joke that's going online about Elon Musk. People are calling him like the first, it's all kind of stuff they're saying. They're calling him this multi-billionaire African American, blah, blah, blah. So anyway, this says Musk, who was born and brought up in South Africa, moved to Canada and then the U.S. after school, holds 3 nationalities: South African, Canadian, and American. It says in the tweet this week, the billionaire SpaceX and Tesla's entrepreneur was asked what he was leaning towards in the U.S. presidential election for 2024. Musk said DeSantis, referring to the Florida governor, who is currently the hottest contender next to Donald Trump for Republican nomination. Reactions to both Musk and DeSantis' comments have been mixed. NBC host, whatever, blah, 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 Mehdi Hassan, said Ron DeSantis spent the past year banning books, stigmatizing gay people, declaring war on private companies, presiding over tens of thousands of COVID deaths, dismissing concerns over climate change, the left-wing stuff, and yet won the endorsement of Elon Musk. So I'm not going to go too much into this whole thing of the things that DeSantis did during the, during the time all the stuff that was happening in COVID. I kind of did a video on that the other day, and I was explaining to people, did anybody not pay attention to what he did do during the time that COVID was hitting? Florida did absolutely wonderful, and yet they were being pretty much like rained on, because people were saying that they that Florida was like a cesspool almost for like people to come there and possibly get sick. But that was not the case, because Florida did substantially well. They did really well, and on top of that, I explained how they did so well that people started coming there. You know, AOC was found vacationing there. Don Lemon was found vacationing there. So anyway, to get back to the subject at hand, it caused a lot of stir, because there were some people who were upset that that comment was made. Now, I can't say for sure. That's why I'm trying to look it up right now. I'm not for sure if DeSantis said it in that way, that, you know, he's wanting, that he said that if there's an American born in Africa, then they're an African American, if they, you know. But at the same time, you know, folks didn't know that. I think that was like part of a few other stories where people had children that were born here, and they might have been here legally, but because their child was born here, their children considered to be that. They're considered to be American. Now, I know they might have like a certain origin, whatever like that, but it just kills me that this is what the fuss is over right now. So let me give y'all a little story right here real quick. Okay. In therapy, or even a lot of other medical fields, you got to do something called continuing education, right? So we had this 1-week continuing education course that we had to do. And this lady, I will never forget it. For one, I was the only black person that was a male that was there. Now, there were 2 other black females that were there, but as far as being the black male, it was me that was there, right? So what happened is this. The lady that was checking us in, she said, Teron Johnson. That's what she said. Teron Johnson. He gets up. This white dude, blonde hair. He walks up there. She goes, "Can I help you?" He goes, "Yeah, you just call my name." She goes, he's like, "What?" She's like, I called Teron Johnson. Then she looked over like, she's like, "Are y'all joking with me?" And I'm like, "What?" She's like, "Are you Teron Johnson?" I'm like, "No." I said, "I'm Ty Smith." She's like, "Okay, who's Teron Johnson?" He's like, "No, that's me." Then she goes, "Okay, Teron Johnson, it says right here that you're African American." He was like, "Yeah, that's correct." You know, he had a little bit of an accent. He's like, "Yeah, that's correct." You know, she's like, "Okay, quit playing." He's like, "Yeah, that's why I'm from South Africa." And she's like, "What?" It just threw her off. So when she did that, I made it, you know, if y'all know my personality, I made a big, huge joke of. I was like, now he's the real African American. Not don't even try to put me or people who look like me in that category. He's legit, you know. So the reason I'm saying that is because that dude is legit African American. You want to know why? His wife is American. He married her. They've been married, I think, at the time when he and I was talking, because we both were talking about how we married young and been married for quite some time. Let's just give him a good, he might have been married for 11, 12 years at that time. But before he got married, in case people try to say, did he do the green card? No. He got his citizenship before he got married to her. So he is legit African American. Now, Elon Musk, I don't know what you want to call him. Would you call him African Canadian American? What did you call him? African Americanadian? Whatever it is. But the point is, I don't even see how why this is even like a big thing right now, because people just, to me, a lot of times people want to find stuff to fuss over. And as far as him making that comment though about DeSantis running, that would be really, really interesting. That would be really, really interesting. But at the same time, I know from a lot of my family down in Florida, yes, I call them my family, they are going to be like, because one, if I was there in Florida, and I wish I was, I would not want DeSantis to run for president. I want to keep him in the United States of Florida. That's what I'm saying. I want to keep him in the United State of Florida, because dude is doing big things there now. Some of y'all might not like him, which is completely fine, but I would like to know a reason why. Some people give causes, some people give reasons, but according to some of the stuff that I've seen, the dude is doing good things. If you think that somebody trying to protect the innocence of their protect the innocence of their children, I mean, come on, man. Even the ones, for you guys that are on the for you guys on the opposite side, I told you guys in the last video that I did, and I was hoping that some of y'all would actually speak up. Do you really feel that these children should be taught this early, crazy, sex-educated stuff at such an early age? Do you really think they should be taught some things like that? You know what I mean? That to me, that is completely inappropriate for them to be learning anything like that whatsoever. There's a natural progression that happens as children grow. You know what I mean? They go through adolescence at a certain time. They go through certain type of feelings at a certain time. They actually got to get to a point in their life where they actually get to know their own selves and know who they are within themselves. But then yet at the same time, you're talking from the kindergarten, first, second, third grade, you are putting this stuff down these kids' throat. And DeSantis said no. You know, and then at the same time, like everything that's trying to go woke right now, look, I mean, it's backfiring. He's not letting any of that happen, you know? The thing is, folks, is that when you get to a point to where a certain lifestyle, what you do behind closed doors, I do not care. I mean, what if we start having like what if, you know, gosh, instead of July being just about the 4th of July, what if we made July just all about just being patriots, period, and being straight, period? You know what I mean? You don't see nobody, like, you don't see no straight people from the straight community going around having parades and all this stuff like that and trying to shove straightism or whatever you want to call it down people's throat. And if you don't agree with people who are straight and their lifestyle, we don't go around just accusing you of being a straightophobic, do we? No. We don't accuse you, or heterophobic, whatever you want to call it. We don't accuse you of that. So that's something that he just did not want to be pushed upon these kids, in which I agree with that. To me, when it comes to certain subjects like that, those things need to be taught by the parents. I don't care how much education the teacher has. I don't care how much PhDs, DDDs, and HIDs and double majors that the teacher has. When it comes to subjects that are actually something that should be pressed, like when you talk about sexuality, I think those things need to be taught by not by no, God, no. They do not need to be taught by any teachers. They need to be taught by a parent. Plain and simple. Their parents. If their parents feel uneasy about talking about something like that, find somebody that will. Find grandma, because grandma will straight tell you. You know what I mean? So I know some of y'all are not going to agree with that, which is completely fine. But back to the subject right here, I think it's actually quite hilarious that this is something that's going to be argued over, that folks are mad because he said he's African American. And you know what? It's so messed up, because there were a lot of people that were actually on Twitter. They were making comments months ago. They were calling him a traitor to his own race. I kid y'all not. I swear some of y'all sent me some of the screenshots in of people going in on Elon Musk. They were calling him an Uncle Tom. They were calling him a Porsche Negro. They were calling him a house Negro. They were calling him a traitor to his own race. Folks didn't even know what he was. They just knew that they knew the name, knew that he was a billionaire. See what I'm saying? That's how rumors get started. He knew he was a billionaire. All of a sudden, he a traitor to his own race and da-da-da-da-da-da. I have no idea Elon Musk is white. But because he's from Africa, and he has a citizenship. He's African American. So Elon Musk is way more African American than any of the black folks that I know in America. So stole it from y'all. If you were born in America, you are an American. I don't care what they place on us. If they want to go so woke, how about they go woke on getting rid of things like that? Well, because of you guys' descent, so then they don't have, what about, is your descent on there? You know what I'm saying? Is your ancestry on there? If you were born here in the United States of America, I think that on those different things like that, it should say United States of America. I'm going to tell you something else before I get off of here. There is a medical company that inquired my expertise on something they're trying to get me to hire on, right? But it was something that was super crazy and interesting that me and my wife looked at. I told them, she's like, what? Look, she went through some stuff and had on there. They wanted to know, am I an ally to the LGBTQ community? Wanted to know, like, it was just strange. They wanted, okay, first of all, they wanted to know, am I an ally to the LGBTQ? And, oh my God, I wish I could tell y'all. I wish I remembered what it was. But I do know that they just hit right there. Am I an ally to the LGBTQ community? And it was yes or no. And if you said no, they wanted to know why on a job application. On the application, like, I guess, you know, like I said, they inquired for me. But then, okay, we need you to fill this information now. Like, no, I'm not an ally. And then if no, they want to stay why. I'm like, because I don't want to. I'm not about to answer this question either, because that, you know what I mean? And then they asked on there, you know, do you identify as cis, bis, all that stuff. I just couldn't believe that was on the application. I just could not believe that that was on the application, because I don't understand what that has to do with anything. I told my wife, I said, they might as well start asking, how many times a week do I have sex? And they want to know what type of soap I use. You know what I mean? My point is, I don't understand why any of that has to do with anything that you do on your job. Plain and simple. You being, Ty, that's because they want to know, they want to make sure. No. See, when you say things like, well, they want to make sure that you're not going to be discriminating against anybody that's of that lifestyle. No. You shouldn't have to tell anybody that on a job, period, because those things are already in policy. Number one, on a job, you shouldn't be treating people with no disrespect anyway. You shouldn't be, the same reasons that your employer hires you, those should be some of the same reasons and rules you have to follow as an employee. You're not going to discriminate based on age, race, sex, etc., etc. Point being, if you treat everybody with respect, you shouldn't have to worry about that. And better yet, as the good book says out of the Bible, it says, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Plain and simple. That's why I tell people, don't get mad at me. I don't hate homosexuals or anything like that. I got a lot of friends that are. Told you, I can tell you right now, if she was on here right now watching, she'd know me and Barb in Florida. Barb. That was my girl. Me and Barb was just like, boom. Me and Barb chopped it up. We laughed about so much stuff. We roasted people all the time. And Barb was homosexual. Asked her if I ever did anything disrespectful to her or treat her in any kind of way. No. I'm going to treat each individual as they should be treated. I'm going to treat each person that I encounter with or talk with as I would have them doing to me. Now, you might say something like, well, Tyler, you're not supposed to judge, blah, blah, blah. I don't know how I even got this far, but it's for a reason. It's for somebody to hear it. No, I don't. You see, people don't read the Bible. The Bible didn't say don't judge. That's what y'all do. Y'all take like a few scriptures or something like that and just roll with that. The Bible says don't judge. No, it don't say that. It does not say that. It said, judge not, lest she be judged. And let me paraphrase what you said. Don't judge anybody unless you want to be judged. For whatever judgment that you judge that person with, that same type of judgment is going to be used to judge you. So if that's the case, then I would have no problem absolutely doing anything like that. If I'm judging with a loving judgment, with a righteous judgment, etc., then I would have no problem doing it for anybody else. You know what I mean? So some people are not going to understand that, but I'm just flat out telling you, that's exactly how it's going to happen. If I judge with a righteous judgment, with a loving judgment, I'm going to expect that same type of judgment back on me. So anyway, I rambled on a little bit more, folks. And is that guy? Is that there? Is that anyway? So let me know what y'all think about this whole ordeal with Ron DeSantis calling Elon Musk African American, or the so-called statement that he, I think he made the so-called statement that he said about, if you are born in Africa but you're an American, you're considered to be an African American. You know, I'm just saying, y'all, we do it here. I know people that I went to school with, their mothers and fathers barely can speak English, but they were born here and they're considered to be Americans. So anyway, y'all, this is just a crazy topic to kind of get on. I just want to throw my piece out there. And do y'all think Ron DeSantis is going to run in 2024? If he does, would you vote for him or would you vote for Trump? Would you even want Trump to run again? If DeSantis throw his hat in there, ooh, that's going to be kind of hood. Because right now, I don't know who they hate the most. I don't know if they hate Trump the most, or if they're gonna hate DeSantis the most. But I tell you what, guys, if DeSantis throw his hat in there and Trump, ooh, that would be a hard one right there, y'all. I'm just saying. It'd be cool. I'm just saying that. How about this one? Wouldn't it be crazy? Trump runs again. He wins. DeSantis is the VP. Does Trump get 2 terms after that, or you can only serve 2 consecutive terms? I got to look into that. That's a part of politics I got to look into. But let's just say, per se, if Trump did win and DeSantis is VP, then after that, DeSantis running and become president 2 times in a row. Yeah, that's if they want to clean house. Who knows? By the time that stuff all roll around, your boy might be into some stuff too. We shall see. Anyway, folks, don't forget to give the video a thumbs up so it can be circulated within the YouTube realm. Also, double check to make sure that you are still subscribed to this channel, all right? And if you've been watching this channel for the past month or something like that and you haven't subscribed yet, keep on filling the channel out, all right? But do that for me. Look in your cell phones. Make sure you send this video and videos like this and voices like mine to different contacts with your phone. Appreciate that. Again, that helps get it out in the YouTube algorithm, all right? I am Ty Smith, Modern Renaissance Man, hoping and praying that every last one of you have food, shelter, and clothing. Most of all, I hope and pray every last one of you guys are in great health, mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually. God bless you all through Jesus.